Welcome back, everybody, to the Open Coin Door podcast. I'm Tim Owens, joined here by Colin Swetzel.
Hi, everybody.
It's been a couple weeks. Whole lot of stuff's happened here.
Yeah, last time we did this, we were in my basement, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right. Oh, that was cool. We got to play Harry Potter.
Yeah. Did you guys see that one? It was fun.
It is a really good time.
I haven't played it since then.
Really?
No. we went to Flippers. I hurt my finger.
Yeah.
Had to take time off.
That's right. We did go to Flippers. We talked about that on the podcast, about what that format was going to be like. Mm-hmm. What did you think compared? So now this is our second year. So compare for me. I mean, spoiler alert, none of us went to the finals. Last year you did go and actually win B Division finals.
Not this year.
Did you feel like you played worse? Did other people just play better? What did you think of the format and all of that?
I played worse. I think the competition was really good. I think I didn't play as well.
Yeah.
I think, and you might know this, I was thinking about this, there were only 15 games this year. Were there more games?
I think if I looked at it, I think it was the same. I think that there was the same number of games.
So it was that and the actual games.
The games were completely different this year.
I wasn't good at that.
Which makes sense, yeah.
Like 8 Ball Deluxe?
Sure.
I'm not good at that game.
Yeah.
I went and played it in Raleigh this weekend. Still not good at that game.
I think they do a good job of the variety of machines, moderns, DMD, EMs even, and, whole variety, solid state. So, crossing the whole spectrum of types of games. I think I played a little bit better this year than last year. I can remember last year going into day 2, way at the bottom, just thinking, I'm fighting for my life here. This year, not so much that. I just wasn't able to get enough. And I find it hard because I don't know what enough is in that format.
Yeah.
The goalpost is always moving, and I don't really work well with that. But I played fairly decently. I played a lot better on, you mentioned like 8 Ball Deluxe. I did better on those older machines than the moderns. And I think it was more of a mental thing than anything, because I think when I step up to not that it was in the tournament this year, but like a Jaws, I just think I'm nowhere near good enough for this game.
Like everybody else's.
There are people that are going to have billion-plus games on this, and that's not going to be me. It's never been me, and it won't be me today. And so I just check out there. Like, there's no point. I didn't even play John Wick for that exact reason. People were blowing that game up. With the new code, it's got more.
I played it twice, and it was not.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. I think I played Paragon once.
Yeah.
So the way that the score goes is it's 100 down to
95, I think.
0, but it goes at 100 and then 95.
Like one down each.
And then it's like one after that.
Right.
So I think we had figured out that if you're in the 70s,
high 70s maybe,
you're going to be up there. I mean, I was in the qualifying until dinner. We were at dinner looking, and all of a sudden, we kept saying that all weekend. You just watch yourself go down and down and down.
And that's the thing, right? Because like you're saying, like your score might be good enough to give you 79 points. And then an hour later, you look back, and now it's only worth 60.
Right.
Because you got pushed down by other better scores as the tournament goes on. So I didn't know what the better score needed to be early on. I was just like, I felt pretty good about that. And
having the new Star Wars in there was really weird.
Yeah.
Because I
think I only put one game on that one.
That was one of my better ones.
Really?
I think I was in the 80s or high 70s, 80s. Having the newest game in there where nobody really, unless you have it.
Yeah.
It was almost like if you had one local, you had an unfair advantage. Mm-hmm. Because if you didn't have one local, there was no way you could have ever played it.
Sure.
There wasn't enough time to have it been out for you to travel around and go see it, and it also wasn't one that people were.
They do let you go Thursday night, I think, is you're allowed to practice on the games. Is that right?
Oh, I guess so.
But we weren't there,
we didn't
right?
go down
so we weren't able
Thursday.
to take advantage of that.
Yeah. I thought the format was fine. We had mentioned you're only going to get 60 entries. I think this year we could have used more. I think
we used all of them.
Yeah.
And we were done by early dinner time or whatever.
We were done by 4 or 5.
If we had more entries, I probably would have skipped on dinner and just kept going just to try and you know, but whereas last year I didn't use all of them.
Well, when the Classics tournament started, it was like a ghost town.
Right.
I threw 8 games on 8 Ball Deluxe in a row.
Well, and that's what I was going to say too. Like I mentioned, I felt like I was playing better on the classics. I played the classics a lot more this year, and those are quicker games. So no wonder I went through the entries more than, I mean, when I was playing Beatles or, you know, any of those other, you know, more modern games last year.
I think the games kicked my butt this year. I wasn't as good at the games as I was last year.
Paragon was my... Like, I kept thinking
it was your 8 Ball Deluxe, or your really Medieval Madness, because that's how I did it.
Yeah. Medieval Madness I played one time and got a pretty decent score, and you
Don't
were
even
just
talk to me about it.
You were just going, man. Look, I was the same way with Paragon.
I played that one time.
And Chad was like, I just got lucky, and it hit a pop and kept going into the scoop. Hit a pop, get in the scoop. Hit a pop, get in the scoop. And so built up all of his bonus, and he had a really good game as a result of that. And I'm like, I had no such luck.
I think I spelled all the letters and did all the things in my first ball. Like, it wouldn't go. I got out of the jungle cage?
The pit,
The danger
I think it's called
pit,
like the pit or something.
Whatever.
Or the beast lair,
I got out of that like 4 times in my first, but it just kept coming out. It just, bloop. Because I was nudging it perfectly.
Yeah, that game vexed me. I finally had to just go, you know what? It's not happening for me on this one.
And in that format, you have to let go.
Right.
Like I did with 8 Ball Deluxe, and you did with Paragon, and I did with Medieval Madness. You have to, okay, this isn't going to be it.
Right.
But it also gets to a point where, well, these are the only games that I have a chance to score well on, right? Like if the scores are really close together. 9 out of the 15,
you only have 6 games that you can say that's not going to be it. Everything else counts. So it's like,
I didn't play
I knew I wasn't going to do John Wick.
Yep.
Uncanny, I really wasn't doing great on.
I blew it up. I played it once, and I was like, yep, that's good.
Man.
Didn't play it again.
Yeah.
Got a good score on that. I didn't touch Ghostbusters at all. I played Jurassic Park once and blew it up. And I was like, that's the best score I've ever had in that game ever, anywhere.
Yeah, I had a decent Jurassic Park score.
Yours was very floaty.
Yeah.
It wasn't at 7.5% mic.
Which I hated.
Or degrees, not percent.
I don't like floaty games. That
it was too floaty.
It was too floaty, and it was screwing with my head. But I did okay on it because it was safe. But the floatiness made it hard to find the shots properly always because it was just like, oh my God, it's taking forever for the ball to get where it needs to be.
Where it needs to, yeah.
So, but Flippers was a good tournament. All that being said, if you were to search online or just follow sort of the pinball news, there was some controversy there. There was some unfortunate incidents that happened that I don't think anybody in our group was aware of at the time it was happening.
Completely oblivious. We were there and didn't know anything was happening.
Yeah.
So
I found out from, Dale messaged me on Sunday night and was like, wow, what happened at Flippers? And I was like, what are you talking about? And then I found out about it. Unfortunately, for those that don't know, and I mean, there's other places where you can find all this information, and the IFPA released a statement about it. But one of the people that works for Flippers, not sure if she still works there now, but was sort of like, I guess, a general manager of the gas station and was assisting with registration, made some very transphobic remarks, was preventing women from going into the bathroom and claiming that they weren't women, and all just really ugly stuff like that. And as a result, and I guess due to their inability to feel safe, like multiple people, maybe like 10 to 15 or somewhere thereabouts, decided.
I think they said 12. I think
decided not to participate in the tournament after the fact. And of course, the TD Kevin Stone is trying to figure things out in the moment, I guess. And I'm reading about all of this externally, right? I again had no idea any of this was happening at the time.
This is days later.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we were home, whatever, and it was maybe 48 hours after the end of the tournament, which was a 2-day tournament anyway. So
and so
3-day.
The IPA issued a statement. The discussions were kind of ongoing for a while. There was a question about whether or not they would actually desanction the tournament for not being open to everybody. It doesn't look at this point that that's going to happen. And so it's unfortunate. It's that you have such an ugly thing happen there, but then the fallout from that is that the organization as a whole is kind of in disarray right now. The women's board for the IPA unanimously resigned. So
I had read something about that, and that's kind of where I left it.
Yeah.
And I
think that's the latest. They've just, from my perspective, the women's board feels like they made a recommendation that was promptly ignored by the leadership. So what's the point of having a women's board if you're not going to take any actual input and listen to them? So,
it's fair.
It is fair, absolutely, especially for the IPA if they want to put themselves up as an organization that's inclusive to all, and then they're not really reflecting those values.
Well, again, we just spoke about this. I don't want to dive in. I don't want to get anything. But I think maybe to be clear, the TD. It wasn't Kevin. It was an employee.
This was a Flippers employee
of the gas station,
correct,
of the arcade, of the establishment that was helping.
That's a really good point. When we talk about the Flippers tournament, the TD that runs it has no affiliation with Flippers whatsoever. He's actually the IFPA director for Virginia State.
Yes.
For the Open, and so like Kevin Stone, he lives up in Northern Virginia. He drives down, volunteers his time to run this thing down at Flippers, but it is a off-site location. The pins don't belong to him. The space doesn't belong to him, and that was not his employee. But she was working in a capacity at the registration desk with him.
Yes, so she was helping on behalf of the establishment that it was at, of the arcade, of Flippers. So
that's a very good clarification.
It wasn't somebody in the pinball community.
Right.
It was an employee of that place.
Yeah.
So I think Kevin tried to delineate that, and he tried to do the best that he could in a very harsh situation that happened very fast.
It's always difficult. I mean, I have nothing to compare it to because that was literally an event that had no precedent.
Correct.
And so there's never been an event with the IPA where rulings have to be made because an employee of the location that you're at refuses to leave and is causing issues and all that, and they're having to make So I feel for him. I feel for the organization, all the people that were involved with it.
Well, and I think that the IFPA not desanctioning it was the correct move. And I don't mean to be controversial. I'm just saying because it wasn't a pinball person doing it. It wasn't somebody there saying that you can't. It was an employee who did end up not being there, as far as I understand, later on.
There's definitely...
but there was a lot of gray. There was a lot of gray.
And as a result, there's a lot of strong feelings on both sides of the spectrum.
Right, yeah.
There are a lot of people that believe it is very black and white, that IPA's rules say that if it's not open to everybody, then it's not sanctioned, and that they do have a precedent of removing the sanction of tournaments after they've ended. So like they have done that before. Why they chose not to do that, in light of that being the recommendation of the TD, of the women's board, of everybody involved, and they basically said no. So I understand both sides of it. I tend to, right now anyway, kind of fall on your side as well, that it shouldn't be desanctioned, but I don't have a lot of skin in the game either. These are fake internet points for me that don't mean anything. I'm not a pro pinball player, so whether it was going to be sanctioned or not or whatever, really, for me, just it really doesn't affect anything. So I don't have any strong feelings in that regard. It was just pretty wild to find out that this major thing had occurred and right under our noses, and didn't see nor hear anything about it. So,
and I think that's a good point about it being that. Look, they're literally they're fake internet points.
Yeah.
And we're talking about real humans.
Yeah.
And real things. So, how is that affected? How does that go? It's still all gray,
right?
To me, and so like you said, I'm sure people will have very hard thoughts about that. But it's super disappointing that it happened.
Absolutely.
It's super disappointing, but I don't want anybody to think that it was because of the pinball community that it was happening. It was I don't want to say an outsider. It was an isolated person.
Yeah.
And then everything had to be dealt with.
If anything, up until this point, I have found that I feel like the pinball community is very welcoming. I was proud of
accepting.
Proud of the IFPA for the stance that they had taken.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's an unfortunate side effect of this, is that's not going to be if that was their values before, it's not reflected in the actions they're taking now. right? So like somebody looking on the outside sees a women's board that's resigned because they refuse to be listened to, and it looks like a big boys club. And that's really unfortunate. So.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, our women flipping out here is a huge thing. I don't want to call it a movement, but it's a big deal.
Right.
And it is, the women's league is a big deal. It is a big thing in the pinball community here. And that's very disappointing that is how it looks.
Yeah.
And how it sounds. So
they did ban tournaments at Flippers for a year. That probably means no tournament next year because it's held annually. I doubt they would try to skirt one in right after the ban gets released.
Do it for Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's done. And I also highly doubt Kevin Stone wants to run a tournament there, So like, that thing might
might not ever go back there.
That might just be done.
Yeah, and I mean, God bless Kevin. He was all over the place. So it's really funny. I felt like I was bothering the mess out of Kevin because I had a couple games
about
where the
mechanical issues.
On Stranger Things, I had a ball go around, come back down the orbit, and get stuck as it released the ball behind the Demogorgon. Perfect, unacceptable timing. They in the orbit, and I was like, and I had to wait an inordinate amount of time for Kevin to come over because nobody could find him.
Right.
Then
it's tough in a 2-day tournament like that.
I started a game on Metallica and it gave me like 5,000 points. I hadn't touched it and I pushed start and the ball popped out and it gave me like 5,100 points and I was like, hey.
What are we doing?
And I stood there for 15 minutes. I could have played 5 of those games because it was brutal.
Right.
But I stood there. So I said, Kevin, I could have just turned it off, but I didn't know what to do and I could have taken a picture of it and then subtracted my score. He's like, no. I'm glad you did it this way. And he was gone for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So
I think at a big...
But I didn't know at the time. Nobody knew.
Yeah, it's tough. I think it is a larger tournament. There's about 100 people at it. It's not massive.
Yeah, this year was like
large.
96 or 102 or something like that, yeah.
I think if I were running an event like that, I would want multiple people making TD decisions.
There were definitely multiple TDs.
You
have multiple TDs
There were lots, absolutely, for the Labor Day
when
Memorial
you do Labor Day Memorial, yep.
Yeah, I mean, they had obviously lots of volunteer scorekeepers, but nobody was able to make a decision other than Kevin.
Right.
And that's tough.
That's hard.
I think you definitely need to structure
especially because
that.
there was a Classics one going on at the same time.
Right.
In 2 other rooms.
Yeah.
So, and again, not taking anything away from Kevin.
No.
If all of this other hadn't happened, maybe he would have just been sitting at the table waiting for it to happen. But at the time, and it's just unfortunate. It was a great time.
It was.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think the games were really well set up. Brutally stupid hard.
As they should be.
But Demo Man was a blast.
Oh, that was fun.
That was one I only played twice, and I almost put $1 billion on the second time. I'm not playing that game again. But it was really fun.
I got 900 billion on my first game on it, and that ended up being my high for it. And I was like,
I got 998 or 988 or something like that. Hot dogging was tough. I had to do the Lego, but it was a lot of fun. But then the other games, they had a Harry Potter there, so we got to, you see that. They had a Beatles. They had a GNR. I played that a couple times. It was fun.
I only played a few practice games externally from the tournament. I was mostly laser focused on the tournament. There were occasionally times where I was like, if I'm going to go up to a game for the first time, I was trying to train my brain by trying to find a similar style pin to play.
I can't do that.
Yeah, it didn't really work.
I can't.
So what are you going to do?
I played Mandalorian LE. I like theirs.
Yeah.
Mando is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's good, but the establishment's good. They've got the seating area out there so you can do your work or
It is a gas
around.
station. I think we said if we were doing it again, the whole tailgating thing would have been really cool.
Yeah, tailgate, get everybody.
Because they had everybody parked. There were a lot of people parked behind the building, and I didn't even know about that grassy area that they had.
Neither.
But there were people with a whole canopy set up and stuff, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
That's the way to go.
It's fine. It's not super comfortable. It's a gas station arcade. So
yeah, that's what it is. There was a birthday party right next to us when we were there out there a couple times. We were like, okay, kiddos.
But yeah, good time. Unfortunate events happen there, but it is what it is. We talked about an experiment that we were going to do and has now been done, mixtape karaoke. We talked on the podcast about, hey, we're going to try this thing where people go spin the wheel or whatever. We've been talking, obviously, if you follow these episodes, I don't know how many people listen to all of them.
You all do, I know.
You should listen to every
We have
single
a lot
one.
of followers.
we had been trying Saturday night events to kind of boost our Saturdays.
Yeah.
And this was going to be one of them. We had decided, hey, why mess things up? We know we know people love karaoke. Let's do karaoke, but how can we make it any different than
And they love karaoke here.
Yeah.
People, I've heard, I didn't tell you this. One of my relatives in their office, they were talking to their office mates. This is a true story. This happened this week while I was in Raleigh. He said, what'd you guys do this weekend? They were talking about this weekend. They're like, oh, we went to karaoke at the arcade downtown, Reclaim. And she was like, you did?
Really?
Yeah. And he's like, yeah. And it was the best. We had such a good time, and it was so much fun. And she was like, yeah, I know the DJ.
I'm very familiar.
Yeah. They were like, oh, you know DJ Tilt? So
royalty.
We put, I know, right? Celeb.
Yeah.
We put a good impression on them. Good. They had a blast. So the mixtape was, we picked the songs, and we had a list, and instead of normal karaoke, you go up and pick the song, and then you say your name, or I say your name, and you come up and sing your song. You had to sing my song.
Spin the wheel.
We had a big wheel.
Big wheel with all
which was Eric was so good at. They'd go up and say, okay, spin it. And they would do this, and Eric would make it spin. It was perfect. I should have got Paula was so mad at me for not getting a video of that. We'll do it next time.
Yeah.
And they would go up and spin it, and everybody would cheer and holler. And it's so funny because we did 90s mixtape, and we spent quite a bit of time.
Yeah, we had said we wanted to structure it. It needed to have like a very thematic thing, because you tell people, here are the 36 songs that the wheel is going to have.
Yep.
They have to be like the ones everybody knows, and so it helped to kind of contain it to a decade. That's
where I was going. Everybody was like, yeah, 90s mixtape, I got this. I know that song.
Yeah,
I got this song. They'd get up there and be like, I don't know this song.
Right.
I would say
I agree.
75% of them were
there was a lot of confidence going into it, and then people would get up there and be like, I need help. And we gave them lifelines. They could get somebody else to come and take their spot.
Yeah.
But I was surprised how many needed to do that, given the level of confidence going into it.
All of them.
Now, I will say...
It was crazy.
It's interesting. Well, that's the interesting part, right? Because, if you have your song for karaoke, you know your song in and out. There are songs that I think I know, and then I'll be like, I need to hear it.
But you don't know karaoke,
Even, yeah, exactly. Like the lyrics and all that. Obviously, the lyrics are up on the screen, but it's like even it can fall apart very quickly if you don't actually know it. So the song that I sang was All Star by Smash Mouth. And I thought... I spun the wheel, that came up, I'm like, oh yeah, easy, let's go. And for the most part, it wasn't bad. It wasn't my best effort. I'll be very clear about that. It's not a song I would ever choose on my own. It was a little difficult, so I get it in that regard. Now, you had said 36 was too many songs, drop it down to 30 for next time. And did you have any repeats, or was there enough separate people that wanted to sing that it was all unique individuals singing?
We had,
because I left a little bit early.
So that was an issue.
I sang once.
I don't know. This is
when I left. It was up to maybe 22 people.
I think there were 25.
Okay.
Total.
Okay.
Out of 36. So then we were going to repeat. Right. Here's this is going to take time. So I've got a little time to explain this.
All right.
But I don't know how to do it efficiently. The lifelines worked really, really well at the beginning.
Yeah.
Hey, if you don't know this one, you can lifeline, we'll put you back in, right?
Right.
Well, as the night went on, everybody needed a damn lifeline.
Oh, really?
So,
see, because I left.
It just ended up being people singing karaoke. It wasn't like you would go up there and sing, or you would just, hey, I need, somebody said it, like an emotional support singer.
Right.
So everybody.
And some of that was fun. There was. But what was the song? I think it was maybe the Mariah Carey one, where the woman got another person to come up there, and they were killing it together.
Oh, they were great.
They were great, and so there were some cool moments like that where it went from.
It ended up being, as soon as the wheel hit, everybody in the crowd was raising their hand. Because they wanted to
sing, right?
And they knew that we had mics by then, so it ended up being. There was nothing special about my name going up there.
Yeah.
And I hated that for them. They didn't seem to mind that much, but I like, if my name gets called, I'm going to go up there and like, I'm going to do it. And it took away from the speciality, I guess, of the, I'm in the spotlight. This is why I came here.
Yeah, if I was singing karaoke, my name got called, I wouldn't want you giving mics to anyone else. I'd be like, I'm
so
here
the people
to sing.
started coming to ask me.
Yeah.
And I made a rule very quickly after about 2 songs.
Like if
I was
they
like,
asked,
whoa,
that's
whoa,
one
whoa.
thing, but
yes.
yeah, right.
I said, the only way that you're going to get to sing with somebody is if they ask you. I'm not going to give you a microphone anymore.
Yeah.
Even my regulars that came were coming over to me and being like, can I have a mic? And I'm like, no, I can't give you one unless that person asks.
Yeah, you can't be showboating on someone else's
Yeah,
song.
because then there's...
Right.
So I need to do a better job of that. It was our first time, but it was a learning point probably about 3/4 of the way through it. I was like, whoa, we're not doing it anymore. So I will be very clear about that.
It is easy enough to sing along without needing a microphone. That's a whole different thing, right? Like the whole
you don't
crowd,
need to go up there.
You don't need to be in the limelight. That's this person's chance to do that. Now, if they want somebody.
There were other times when like I took a very cool video. I can't remember what the song was, but there was a whole group. There was a group of boys that were probably 17 or 16 years old, 17 years old, maybe high school seniors. And their dad, and everybody wanted them to sing. Then they signed up and they ended up singing, but they didn't know the song. So they were like, we need somebody to help us. So a couple people went up there and helped them. And a couple of my regulars went up, and then a couple of the new people went up, and the boys were up there with one of their older dad or whatever. And it was really, really cool. It was amazing because the crowd was all singing it and they were singing it back to them. And that was awesome. But there were some times where I was just like, guys, you're just trying to sing because you know the song, and it's their turn. So that's on me. I'll do it. But the turnout was amazing.
It's great.
The reviews were amazing.
Everybody had a blast, and it
was so much fun. And the
super
good thing
unique,
right? That's the twist. It was so good because it was a twist on it.
Nobody had ever done anything like it, and I thought that was like super cool that we were able to bring this and it to be a success. And so
we've been thinking about literally in our brains how long we've been trying to come up with, I mean, months. I mean, like the better part of this year, we've been trying to figure out how can we make this something.
And without it just being karaoke.
And we just had a meeting one day, and it just like...
That was a blast.
It clicked.
Now, related to, you mentioned those like high schoolers. So typically, we say 18 plus for events. What's your feeling on that?
I'm 100% I want it to be 18 over.
Okay. Because you talked about it being a cool moment. And
it was a cool moment, but then it was ruined because one of them signed up, and then 2 of them signed up, and then the whole group signed up. And it was back to back to back. So that group took over for half an hour. And there's a maturity level at a karaoke that you're not just dicking around all the time. Like you're there to have a good time, but not...
Okay. Yeah, that was my curiosity.
Immature about it.
That was my question because, you know, my perspective has always been that a lot of these events that we create, and we have events that we've done kids karaoke before, we've done other things, but a lot of these late night events are meant for adults to get out and have fun. And it kind of is a bummer when, like, all of a sudden we're all the babysitter for your kid, right? Or that kind of thing.
They were old enough. That I would say they were probably juniors, seniors in high school. I mean, they were old enough, but there was still like the...
Like you said, it's a maturity issue.
And like, not that they were immature, but it wasn't the...
I'm 43 years old. Like whether you're 18 or 17, you know, like...
I don't, I don't need...
Right.
I don't really need... And I'm not taking away... It was fine. In an ideal world, correct. And we did do that one a little bit earlier.
We did. We started at 7.
It wasn't, I ended up going until midnight. But it wasn't.
But you're right, we did
supposed
start that
to.
one at 7.
And I do think.
Which I liked because then I ended up leaving around 9:30 or so, and I'm like, oh man, this isn't like super late, but I felt like I got a lot of the event.
You got to,
so that was fun.
I think that's a really good idea on a Saturday. Because the dinner crowd is there. And then they're there. So they can do both, which I think we can connect it to.
Now I will say maybe it's just for the holidays or whatever, but we're seeing a lot of party bookings on Saturdays, even into the evenings, to where that would have conflicted. So like, I think you had talked about doing something in December, and I'm like, there's no dates. We ended up having to move. We had something scheduled for a Saturday night, and then had a like oh shit moment where it was going to be a drag show. And then somebody had a 7 to 9 slot booked on that same night. And I was like, they need the room for that. So we had to move the drag show to another
How'd that go? I was gone.
The first one, the Halloween one, it was amazing.
The drag show before, I wasn't here. I was in Raleigh.
It was great. So we're having it back. They're doing a Disney December drag show. So it's going to be all Disney themed. And
you're going to do that instead of my Santa karaoke?
Yes. Because they planned in advance and didn't contact me.
I tried.
Really?
Yeah, I did. Not that early.
You know, it's a little
I did it as soon as my brain thought we should have a Santa karaoke. You even agreed. It would be great to have a bunch of Santas running around this place.
We'll do it the first Friday.
We're going to do it.
You have karaoke. Just get the word out now. Come in your Santa outfits. Seems like people should anyway. It's the December karaoke for the month. Like, they should definitely show up in Santa outfits.
I feel like you should put that out there.
Or ugly sweaters. That's also a thing. Although
should we do ugly sweater?
Well, LB Brass, they're billing theirs as an ugly sweater party.
I don't have a Santa outfit.
I ordered an ugly sweater. I'm very excited about it too.
I have a Star Wars one.
I have a Severance themed one. It's very nerdy.
Really?
Yeah, it says Lumen Industries on it.
Yeah.
It says don't work to live, live to work, or something like that on it.
It's really good.
It's a deep cut for sure.
Anyway, okay. I'm glad that was good. I think we will 100% do our specialty mixtape karaoke again. We'll pick a different theme.
We'll
pick, and
still
not 36 songs, 30.
Less, yeah.
And it'll give us a little bit of time. Dude, it was not like... you could start karaoke at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
I told him I was only going until 10 and we weren't done. So I was like, I'll go until all 36 are done. And then we were done and they were like, can we keep going? So I said, Eric, if you don't want to stay. And he was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
So we just put the normal QR code up and we just rocked out. I mean, it's good. We do need to pick
definitely works.
30 songs.
Yeah.
And a different.
And we're going to have to be strategic about the theme. Because I think 90s was
You guys tell us what theme we should do.
Yeah, what should we do?
We pick the songs. You have to spin the wheel and whatever song you get. So
90s was very accessible, and of course you could choose another decade. And like
I said Y2K. Y2K would be very niche because it would be 99 to 01, 02.
Oh, like just that, that small period.
Yes,
that would be interesting.
Or obviously decades. I think 2010s would be very popular here.
Yeah,
I think the 10s would be super popular.
We already kind of did, even though it wasn't the mixtape version of it or whatever, with the rolling of the wheel or whatever, but we did the film soundtrack. I thought that was a really good theme.
The soundtrack one we did.
That was a good theme to have.
EK came up with one-hit wonders.
No, I think I did. I think I texted you.
Or no, covers, not one-hit wonders. Covers.
Oh, covers would...
Yeah, wonders was another. But covers, and I was like...
What does that mean in karaoke sense?
So like Wagon Wheel, you would do the Darius Rucker one.
Oh.
Or Whitney, I Will Always Love You, was a Dolly Parton song.
Yeah, okay.
So, and that's what I
That's
said.
all right.
That's what I was like, guys, we're going to get to 3 of them, and then you're not going to know any more of them.
Yeah.
We're going to run out. That bell curve goes like this.
I think that's the problem, is that one is too all over the place. A cover can be just about anything,
Guns N' Roses. Live and Let Die.
I think the one-hit wonder thing is good because you're literally talking about things that people remember as being like earworms, right? Like that is
Call Me Maybe came on the other day and it made me think of that.
Like, I mean,
I could do that one.
If you're looking for a theme of songs that people remember, it's going to be those one-hit wonders because they're like flash in the pan.
Maybe we'll do that one next.
It could be fun.
And you can't do like one-hit wonder like of the 80s. You have to do one-hit wonders.
Just across the board.
30 of them.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
There's the Wikipedia had a pretty big list.
Yeah, it did.
Although I argue some of them were questionable. Like, you can't put like Ace of Base in the one-hit wonder category because they had more than one song. Maybe they had one big hit, but they had some other ones.
Yeah, they had
the
90s. They had a couple albums.
There were a couple on there that I was like, they had more than one hit. Come on, but they do have a very large list of them, so I think that could work. But yeah, so the Saturday night things are going good.
Yeah, what was last Fascination Street?
It was Fascination Street.
Because we had to flip for that.
And they're always, I mean, they always bring out a crowd. And, and so that,
Good crowd
this
this weekend?
past Saturday was no, you're baiting me. And I know you are.
I am very much.
Yeah, I was actually going to surprise him with this news, but now
I'm surprised still.
You're still surprised because you don't know what happened, but no. So Fascination Street, amazing crowd, amazing people. As always, everything's good. In the same vein as the Flippers turn. I don't know why we have all these like major things going on, whatever. It's a really shitty time in the world, I guess. We had to call the cops on someone that was making a lot of racial slurs and acting very violently towards people, which is very unfortunate.
In here?
In here, in the arcade.
A patron?
Yes, somebody that had come in, had some drinks, and decided to take his mask off, and not literally, he didn't have a mask on, but you know what I mean, like that.
Oh no!
I guess you don't know, given it's Fascination Street.
I thought literally that was somebody with
Fascination. No.
At Fascination Street, people do wear masks, so I was confused.
I meant that as a figure of speech.
Okay.
Yeah. So the what ended up happening was he decided to start using the N-word against a lot of people of color. And when he was kicked out of our establishment, he decided to stay in the parking lot and just become belligerent, yelling at anybody who would cross his path. So we had to call the cops, officially trespass him from the space, and it was a whole thing. So
really?
Yeah.
But so
first time I've had to call the cops. Not me personally, my staff did. And
the establishment.
Shout out to my staff. Freaking amazing. Christy, Brandon, Brian, all of you. You're just amazing, amazing people, especially in a very difficult situation like that.
That is a difficult situation.
It is.
But I would expect, I know all three of those people, and I would expect they are stand-up people.
They do.
Christy won't put up with anybody's shit.
No.
And, I mean, they're all...
yeah.
Brian's going to do what's right all the time.
Yeah.
And Brandon's going to make sure everything is good.
Yeah.
So between those, that doesn't surprise me at all. Was it so it was just a regular patron for the arcade, or was it
my very vague understanding, of course, I did not talk to said individual and don't know this person.
Yeah.
It was not their first time they've been at the arcade. I know that from video footage that I pulled from like back in October and other times. So like this is at least the third time that he's been at the arcade. I believe that he came with some other people that may have been there for Fascination Street and then decided to act out of hand. So, it's unfortunate. It sucks that it happened. It's literally the first time that we've had to call the cops for an incident. We've had the cops called for like a noise complaint before, for like loudness, once maybe. That was back when we were doing music on this side, and there was, maybe more than one. I don't know, but that was before the expansion.
It was old. Yeah, it was. I remember.
So
it was over here.
So
I mean, we didn't even have them called it full.
But I mean that's the thing. Running a bar, you're going to run into scenarios where you deal with this kind of stuff. But my hope is always that people love being here, that they've paid to come in, that this is a joyful place, and that you want to be here for a reason because this is so much fun. And for somebody to act out like that and basically just screw themselves over as well as make it, a poor experience for other people is just really unfortunate.
And I think there's something to be said about that, about you pay to be here. Mm-hmm. It means enough for you.
You didn't just go to a bar.
You didn't just show up and plop up at a bar.
You paid to come into said bar because of what it is and how much fun it is and everything. And so...
Well, you know what? I hope that person gets better.
Yeah.
I hope they're not like that all the time. And
right.
Who knows, man?
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. It was tough, but again, shout out to my staff. They dealt with it. They documented everything. I have multiple testimonials from different people that were there, as well as the documentation from the staff, the official police report. We've got video footage and all that. So
you're official.
Yeah, we've got all the things. So
you're a well-known establishment now, brother.
Yeah,
everybody knows.
True.
Everybody knows Reclaim. And the DJ.
That's right. Everybody knows about DJ Tilt.
You know DJ Tilt?
As far as upcoming events, the big one that I finally got out and tickets are on sale now is New Year's Eve. So that is on Eventbrite now. The Huevos are coming back, so they'll be playing.
Great band. They sound
They're really
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're a good time. Catering, we're going to do a full Italian buffet. So it'll be pasta and chicken and meatballs and stuff.
Pizza?
No. That's a little too lowbrow for that. We're going to talk about that in a minute.
We're going to talk about it.
But yeah, so we'll have full catered. Here's one thing that I did differently this year. So you know fully well, New Year's Eve is always a sold out event. Like it's always a big
Yeah, it's one of the largest
events. It could be
events
the largest event that we do
of the year. Yep.
Yeah, at least publicly.
Well,
besides Fools Fest.
I was going to say it's the largest ticketed one that we do. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, Halloween's always up there.
New Year's Eve for sure.
New Year's Eve is always up there.
In terms of like a ticketed event, like sales and all that kind of thing, I tried something new this year because I remembered from years past that like obviously people come in, the first thing they do is they stake out a table, they throw all their stuff on it, and they're there for the whole night at their table. And I was like,
you're going to get rid of the tables?
I'm not going to get rid of them.
You're going to get more tables?
No.
I'm out of ideas.
There's only going to be 4 tables, and they're $500 a pop. I'm selling VIP tables that include 4 tickets to the event, a bottle of champagne on ice. It's going to be tablecloth and everything. Like they're going to have their own private VIP table with view of the band and everything right up front there, but they're going to have to pay for it. It's an experiment. We're going to try it. And guess what?
Somebody already bought them.
One of the 4 has already been sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that... Okay, wait. On top of their ticket? Or
No.
if you want to be a VIP, you get $500 and there's 4 people that go to that?
Correct.
How much is a ticket? Are they sequential again?
$55. No.
It's just 55 flat.
Bucks. So,
today or December 25th? Well,
so
you're not
about
gonna buy anybody.
Roughly half the cost, maybe a little bit under half the cost of the table is the tickets.
Yeah, and then you're not. I mean, you're paying. You're going to pay double for to be able to have your seat. That's not bad at all.
It's not bad, right?
Only because I know how crowded it's going to get, and I would pay for that.
Oh, Emily already asked me. She said, "So we're going to have a table."
Where's ours? No, internet. That's a true question. I'm being serious. Where's our table going to be at?
Yeah.
We're not going to have one. We're not going to. I'm going to have to sit down behind the bar or something.
So yeah, that's the only new thing that I'm trying this year. I figured, why not?
Why not?
Yeah. If they didn't sell, I would just release those tickets.
Yeah, you just release the you release the tables.
Yeah.
Well,
so it'll be 4.
But if one table bought it, and the rest of the other 3 don't, would you?
That's a good question.
Refund the table? Because they're like, well, these people have a table and didn't pay for it.
No, you would just rearrange it so that they felt special with the tablecloth and the champagne and the tickets and all that, and they're close up to the band, and then the other 2 tables are in the back corner or something.
Just put them over here.
They're not easy to. Yeah. They're not VIP tables at that point, so the people don't care about them. So
that's a good idea. I love that idea.
Yeah,
you're full of surprises.
And who knows? Like we might have a table.
Maybe.
Especially if they don't sell. Like that'll be another one that sells is our table.
Our VIP table is going to be right there.
Yeah. So we're trying that. A couple people have signed up. It's very early on for that. I swear so many people wait till the last minute to buy tickets.
I saw it the other day and I was like, dude, this is super early.
It's not though. I mean, there were already people asking us about it.
I know.
So you want people to at least put it on their calendar. But yeah, it will be the week of the event. It will sell out, and then you'll have people the day of going
that want to be on
ticket, and it was like, this has been on sale for a month and a half. Welcome to the party.
I got to tell you something. I had somebody at our emo night. You're not going to like this, but you need to hear it.
Okay.
The socials need to be better. They were literally, and one of our regular groups said they didn't even know it was emo night. And I was like, I put it out there, and they are on my page.
Right.
I'm like, I don't believe you. But then I had somebody else say, what, that was there. I didn't even know it was happening until like this week.
Yeah.
So I like that it's out early. that you did that early, because it's the biggest event. You know what I mean? But like the other things, emo wasn't bad. It wasn't a banger. It wasn't. I was disappointed because the last Black Parade of the year was very anticlimactic. But then again, we're coming off Halloween.
We knew it was coming right off of Halloween, how close it was.
Almost back to back.
Yeah.
So it was only like 3 weeks ago.
Right.
And people were like, oh, we didn't even know. And that, but one of them had mentioned other things. Like, I don't really know what's going on here sometimes. And they had mentioned that. And we had talked about socials a lot on this podcast. Which is
funny because
you've been doing a lot more.
Well, not even just that. Like, it's not even about what I'm doing, but there's literally like an entire page on our website dedicated to our event calendar. And then you've got the whole Facebook event calendar. Mm-hmm. So those are 2 places right there that are like almost like mission critical, always up to date with
all the time,
almost everything. I mean, we occasionally might miss something, but for the most part, every single item is in there. So it's like if you wanted to know what was going on, it should be obvious, but I guess it's not. And I don't know, because what we'll never solve, I think, and this is not me like deflecting, is that Facebook will just not show stuff to people.
Correct. Yes. We've talked about that at length on this podcast.
So there's nowhere I can solve for that, because it's like if I don't give Facebook money, they're not going to put it in front of people's eyeballs. And I think that happens to you all the time. Like, even when you do give them money or try to.
I did. I gave it and I got 0.
To your point, you post about it and there's no engagement because Facebook decides, maybe this is important, but maybe this isn't, or whatever. And so, it's always going to be a constant struggle. And I
don't know how much money the Cargar group gives them from Manassas. They sell cars, but they're on my feed all the time. And I've ignored them, and they came back.
Yeah.
So they must be thousands of dollars in ads, because I can't get rid of their asses.
Right.
And I've told them I don't want to see this anymore.
I don't care about this,
And it comes back.
Yeah.
So, like, there are ways, but you did that once.
Ways.
You paid for something, and it was good.
There have been some times that I've done some ads for certain events.
And I've paid for some, and I'm like, that's $20. I'm going to try it out, and it's 0.
Right.
And I'm like, well, I'm not doing that anymore, because I can just post. And I mean, I don't have I have over 100 now.
Yeah.
But.
And it's hard because,
what, like, to you can put things on the calendar and you can put things on, but what pops it up to them? What, even Reclaim stuff will go in cycles on mine, and I live here.
Yeah, to me,
It's weird.
If I like coming to emo nights, then when I go to one, I want to find when's the next one. I'm going to put it on a calendar. Like, that to me is the default thing. Maybe that's an old guy response. I don't know.
I tell them that all the time.
I don't know what the alternative
Check out the socials
is
and see
for
when the
someone
next one
who's
is.
younger, for somebody who's not on Facebook, for somebody who like what is that person doing to know something's going on so that they go to it? Because surely they can't just be relying on a story to show up on Instagram for them to decide to go to something. Like, that the randomness of that seems crazy. So,
I don't know.
But I don't know. I don't
know. And it's not that it was bad. I mean, we still had a good turnout.
But I get it. We have so many things going on. I think that's more often the case, is that people are not going to be like, I didn't know that was happening. I get that for homeschool day. I get that all the time for everything. And I don't know how to crack that nut, because I post about them on social media. I put them on our
What else are you supposed to do?
Right.
Send out an email? Like, text you?
Yeah.
Do I have a text chain? Like, how... And it isn't...
I thought about text messages, and Emily was like, that's an awful idea. Nobody wants text messages from a business. And I'm like, you're not wrong.
Yeah, no.
Nobody wants spam, but at the same time, it's like that idea of like, how do you get people to know something's happening? We've got...
Would you do a once a month with... Let's take December, for example. December 6th, karaoke. December 13th, this. December 10th. Would you do a once a month to anybody that signed up? So that... the last week of November, they would get the December schedule.
As a what? Email, text message,
as
something
a text,
like that?
Yeah, as a text.
I mean, I could. I just wonder how many people would opt in for getting text messages.
Yeah, because they're going to be like, well, if you get it, then that person over there that wants to know about my Medicaid is going to get it too, and they're going to call me, and then it's going to be spam city.
Right.
How do you... I wouldn't. Just because I don't sign up for anything.
And again, I would go back to like, you can think that a text message is going to be like way more responsive, but you see it and you swipe away from it, out of sight, out of mind.
And you don't.
It's gone. So like, unless you take any kind of action to say like, I'm definitely going to this, and how do I keep track of things that I'm going to, presumably a calendar of some kind, all the messaging in the world's not going to matter, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I remind them, I'm like, hey, check socials for the next time this is happening. We'll have First Friday karaoke. I'm going to be really honest with you. I don't know when the emo nights are.
Right.
And I run them.
That might be a problem, too.
I didn't know. Remember after Halloween, I was like, "Hey, it's going to be in December. Let's do a Santa Claus one." You were like, "No, man, it's in 3 weeks."
I think in my notes, and I've talked to you about this. I'm going to talk to Seth more about it in the new year. Is I really think emo night needs like some better branding, like the goth night has with Fascination Street. And if the schedule is already out for the entire year, that's a part of all of the messaging, is that like, here are this month and next month and all the things, and like that it's a much more coordinated thing than just a random thing that happens and you hope people show up. Because Fascination Street, it's not random at all. They have a social media presence for Fascination Street. They're on Facebook and Instagram. They're messaging all the time. Get ready for the next one. It's coming up in 2 weeks, and it's doing all the things and all this, and they're like always moving towards the next thing. So there's no question about like,
should we have our own
next
page?
One? Maybe.
Should we have our own emo night page?
Yeah, but I think it shouldn't be called emo night. I think it should be called something interesting, whatever that might be. Like the Valentine's one we call it, like the Broken Heart Affair or something like that.
My playlist is called So Long and Good Night.
Yeah,
we can call it. I don't know if we should call it the.
I don't know. You can brainstorm it, but I think some kind of interesting thing to make it a real thing, as opposed to just a branded night called emo night, is So that might be something that might help people feel like,
now you got my wheels turning.
If I come to that regularly, I want to know when the next one is, because it's a thing, as opposed to just like, oh, it's emo night, huh? What? So
most of the time, people know.
Yeah.
But occasionally, it will get back to that. I didn't know. And I think you've done a much better job in 25 of the socials. I really do.
Yeah.
I think,
I don't, but I'm still working on it, and I've got.
Well, I mean, I know it's the bane of your existence
sometimes. Hope springs eternal with, like planning out a lot of various, things and changes to how I work, and that's one of them, is sort of like carving out like a solid half day each week to just sit there and schedule out the media for the week and do all of that kind of thing. But yeah, I struggle because there's so much happening at the arcade always. The events, the food, the drinks, all the things, and it's very hard to not feel like I am the fire hose of information that no one will ever be able to take a sip from. And then they're like, I didn't know what's happening. I'm like, I don't blame you. There's so much crap, but it's good. It's good crap. It's not crap. It's good stuff. But there's so much of it.
It is the best crap you're ever going to get.
It's in 1 week, and I've got to tell you about the Sloppy Joe, and I've got to tell you about this Rockstar lemonade that we're making, and I've got to tell you about Fascination Street on Saturday and emo night on Friday, and I've got to tell you about the toys for tots or whatever, box of toys that going on up front, and this and that, and it's just like, it's never ending. So
it's a lot of stuff.
It's hard to say, how do I get all of that information out without just overwhelming people? And I think Facebook notices that too. And I think that's why they're sort of like, I'm maybe not going to show that one to that person.
Well, there are different avenues that you have to get to. Like you said, you mentioned like the Toys for Tots.
Yeah.
And the food and the Saturday night event. Those are all 3 different avenues that you have to go. And then the drink special. So there's another one. It might be linked to food, but there are different avenues that you're pushing, right? And then the homeschool thing, that's a different avenue. And you always want to, especially this time of year, promote your party room.
Right.
So that's another avenue, right? So you're already up to 5 different lanes that you're throwing information out of.
And we haven't even talked about games, right?
We haven't even actually talked about the arcade.
We haven't even talked about the arcade games.
When's the last time you did a showcase on the games?
It's been a while, right? So, I mean, yeah. So, like, I'm reticent to that too, because it's just sort of like, people are probably always like, yeah, it's an arcade, but what about the actual arcade?
Yeah, is there a game?
You ever talk
Are there
about
any games?
Any games in the space? So,
hey, the first one we'll do.
Figure that out.
We'll do the first showcase is going to be skee ball.
Why?
So we can get rid of it as fast as possible.
Yeah, fair.
All right, you guys get it all out of your system. It's gone.
Right.
I'll tell you what, man. That thing is, I know it's the worst, but it is the best.
It's definitely popular.
Yeah.
For sure.
Probably once a week I stop a ball with my foot.
Yeah.
At least.
It's true. So, I got one last update, and then we should probably cut this. But this is an interesting one, and I wasn't sure if I was going to talk this week about it because it's still very much, you all get like inside info on my thought process on things, on what we're working on.
Sometimes you get it when I get it.
You get it way before other people, though, which is kind of exciting because then when it actually comes out and people are like, oh, did you hear about this? You know, you can be like, oh, yeah, they talked about that on the podcast 3 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
So this is one of those things.
Wait, before you go into this, I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed that the Sloppy Joe was still here this week.
Why are you disappointed?
Because I know what the next one is, and they told me there had to be a delay.
We always do 2 weeks. This is only the second week for the Sloppy Joe. We typically do 2 weeks for food specials.
Somebody told me it was going to be this week.
No.
Now I have to wait till next week. Okay, continue.
Feels like they could have done it for you. I mean, they had all the ingredients. I know, you're going to be like, that's what I said.
That's exact. I was going to, but I didn't. I don't want to push it with
Fair enough.
the things.
Fair enough.
Next time I'm going to be like, we just make it.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to. Because of...
So you're excited about the pizza burger.
I am!
All right, yeah. So that is not what I was about to talk about, but that is... Not the pizza burger.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, but...
The next thing.
Yeah.
Well, they blamed it on the next thing because they were like, well, we have to wait till that gets here. And I'm like, that doesn't have anything to do with a pizza burger.
No, because, the pizza burger will be the next special, and we already have marinara sauce that we use for the mozzarella sticks and provolone. So...
Are they going to put pepperoni on the pizza burger?
No. It's just cheese and
Oh, that's a
marinara.
mistake. You should put pepperoni on it.
If we have pepperoni...
Maybe that's what they were talking about.
Maybe we'll have some in the building. Oh, maybe.
Why would we have pepperoni in the building, Tim?
Because we're going to, hopefully... Not even hopefully. I think I can very legitimately say I'm going to figure it out.
I mean, it's there.
It's there.
Oh.
So, I bought a pizza oven and put it in the food trailer. So...
Let's rewind 3 years.
3. Yeah.
I got a pizza oven for Christmas, and it was amazing. And I said, Tim, why don't you come up and try this pizza oven? Mm-hmm. And we had a good time. We had to figure it out. The first time wasn't great, but it was a lot of fun doing it. And the pizzas are good.
Yeah.
After you figure them out. Fast forward, Tim wants to get one, so he gets a really bang up one.
Yeah, that was back when Women Flipping Out was doing tournaments on Tuesday nights, and we didn't have food. And we were like, is there an alternative here? And I said, what if we got this pizza oven and offered pizza as a test? You know?
Yeah, that's when you were going to do it, right?
Yeah.
So that was just on Women Flipping Out. Mm-hmm. And so you got it in here. It was a propane style. And it's big. It's large. Yeah. But it can only do one at a time. And the whole situation...
And because it was propane, it had to be outdoors. Like, we had to have it on a table with all the things. So, like, it was definitely it was a situation that we probably couldn't recreate during business hours, typically.
Absolutely not. The wait was very long. It didn't work in that iteration. Mm-hmm. However, I think you've solved that with this.
Yeah, I think the wait didn't have to be that long. I think some of that was a failure of the cooks not knowing how to deal with it, but we were learning on the fly on that kind of sense. Those propane ovens, they can get very hot and retain heat, but you got to know what you're doing. And I don't think that they necessarily knew exactly all
there was no practice. I mean, with mine, I had to practice a few times.
Yeah.
And the outdoor temperature affects the oven. Right. Even the wind affects it.
Makes sense.
So, this has been a couple years.
Yeah.
We've been talking about how do we get pizza.
And I still have that oven in my backyard. You had it for a while, and then I brought it. It's in my backyard. And so more recently, I've been like, I really want to. I've been playing around with it, and I've been going like all out, like making my own dough.
I know. I saw the pictures. They look delicious.
Slicing my own pepperoni and my thumb in the process.
And your thumb.
So I've been going all out on things.
Thick cut meat.
For a while. Yeah, exactly. But, I came around to it again last week. I was talking with Paula, and we were talking about it. And there's a particular oven that I've been eyeing. And it's the same company of the oven that I have, the Uni. Mm-hmm. But they came out maybe a couple years back, 3 years back, with the Uni Volt, which was an electric oven. And I was like, that's interesting, because typically no electric oven can get up to the temperatures that you need for, stone-bottomed pizza,
right?
To
get the stone hot enough to cook the dough. Right?
You're talking minimum 600 degrees up to 800, 850, and they figured out a way to do it. And I was like, that's interesting, but I hadn't jumped on anything. Well, now they have the Uni Volt 2, which is really nice. And, it's just like upgraded in a couple different places. It has something called like pizza intelligence in there where it can read based on how the pizza is cooking in there and adjust the temperatures accordingly. I don't know if any of that's real. Who knows? But either way, it's a nice piece of kit. And I was like, if there were space on the food trailer for such a thing, and there were a way for us to figure out the flow of it and what we're serving it in and all of those various things, maybe we could do it. And I think we know, as a food item, people would go crazy for it. The parties. Duh. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about that. Pizza is a thing, right? It's inexpensive to make, which is awesome.
Well, I think the warmer is a big deal because you can make them.
Yeah.
Let's say at the beginning of the day, you come in and you make 4 pizzas, and you keep it's a Little Caesar style at that point. Right. You keep it in the warmer, and when somebody orders pizza, you have it ready.
Right.
So then that delay isn't going to be there. I think that is super key. Like, without that, I don't know if you could do it.
Yeah.
Because it would back things up substantially still, I think.
We'll see on the timing, because we're looking at like 6 to 8 minutes. That's not super long to make anything in the trailer. Now, if they had multiple orders,
well, that's what I mean. If they get 5 pizzas,
right,
then you're talking 45 minutes till you get your food. Where if you have 2 in the warmer already,
right,
now you only have to make 2. That's only
the trick there.
15 minutes.
Obviously, always is balancing waste, because then if those don't sell, then they're sitting in the warmer and then they go die.
At some point in the middle, like in the evening, you gotta be like, all right, no more pizzas tonight.
They're just made to order or whatever.
Yeah, made to order, and it's going to be a little bit later. So, I think it's a great idea. We're going to
try it out. I'm not. A few things that we're doing a little bit differently. Obviously, the electric oven is going to be an interesting thing to test out and do. There are styles of pizza that will cook in 90 seconds, and that would help with the weight too, of making the order and still being able to pump out 8 pizzas in 20 minutes. You can do it. The problem is that's a Neapolitan style, and you have to have fresh dough.
Right, that's what I was rolling my dough. Did you see that?
I saw you rolling your dough.
I was kneading.
Yeah, so that you have to use fresh dough, and I'm not going that far down the rabbit hole right now. I'm not expecting that of my cooks. I could do it, sure. I'm not expecting that of them in addition to the smash burgers and everything else that they're doing. So we immediately started looking at what's the most sustainable way that we can do this. And we're going to be testing this week a par-baked crust.
Are they the same ones?
They are not.
So those were good.
This is a brand called Ultimo, and it's going to be a New York style crust. So we're going to try it and see what's what.
Pizza's coming.
If we don't like that one, then we'll go with a different crust. And if we don't like any of them, then we'll try something different. And, but we got the oven, we got the pizza cutter, like all the supplies and everything to start playing around with that. And the ultimate goal is in the next few weeks to have a system in place to where we can start. We got boxes and all of that. So.
I'm going to have so much trouble figuring out what I'm going to eat here.
That's a good sign that we're doing something right. If you have a wealth of choices, I think.
I told Tucker the other day, I mean, his favorite foods. I mean, he would be a pizza if he could. And
I love pizza.
He was like, oh, I know you do.
Yeah.
I mean, he was bonkers about the pizza burger.
Yeah.
And then I told him about that, and he was like, no way.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man, Little Caesar style even, like, is going to be great.
Pizza is such a fun, like, creative endeavor in terms of, like, there's so many ways you can go at it. Right?
Now, you're going to keep them simple? You're just going to have 2 to start, pepperoni and cheese?
To start, we'll have cheese, pepperoni, and then we'll likely do, like, one special, every so often. Right? So there might be, like, a grilled onions, bacon, and barbecue, right? Or something like that. Or there might be one week that's like...
Do specialty pizzas?
Yeah. Why not? Especially if it's ingredients we already have, like grilled onions, bacon, and barbecue.
Right.
So that definitely opens up that opportunity.
Chicken pizza.
100%. Right?
Shut up.
Yeah. So like we have ingredients to be able to do interesting stuff when you throw it on a pizza, right? And so like that will definitely be a thing, especially in the beginning, not buying a bunch of ingredients. So like, somebody was throwing out to me like a taco pizza. Like, I'm not buying a bunch of stuff.
No, we're not going to do it that way.
We're not going.
Well, that's where I was going with that, is you're not going to have a supreme pizza because you don't have mushrooms and olives and those things.
Yeah.
But would you do one, you don't have green peppers?
If it really took off, then we would start buying those said things and doing it. And I mean by takeoff, I mean like we've hired a cook whose sole job is running pizza during the day. Like that would have to be how popular it is. And now we're buying
to get those things. Yeah. Because those things are fresh. I would say that one thing that you could probably do
but
without
on a Saturday
waste,
when we've got 4 birthday parties and as well as any other orders coming in or whatever, that could justify an entire position whose sole job is making pizza.
Oh yeah.
Which is amazing for the kitchen because it's like it justifies jobs.
Yes,
right? Like that's a really exciting thing.
I would think that one thing that you could add without waste would be sausage. Because it's you freeze it and it's like pepperoni. You're never gonna. So if you wanted to offer a pepperoni and sausage one, you could do that. But like my favorite thing is green peppers.
Yep.
That'd be really hard because they'll go bad.
Yeah.
And then what do you do and how long do they last? And I'm just happy you guys have lettuce.
Typically, what we'll do when we're not sure about volume, we do buy stuff from the grocery store. Like you don't want to buy a case of something from your food supplier if you don't know if it's going to move.
Yeah.
But there's an alternative there where we buy 2 or 3 green peppers and they're not going to go bad because that much will get used in a week, and that's fine to just buy that from a grocery store. It doesn't scale. That's where you really want to.
Yeah.
But some stuff just doesn't move fast enough.
Have you thought about? Oh, we're getting deep in the pizza. Have you thought about, like, are you going to measure the cheese and count the slices of pepperoni? Or is it just going to be like, here's a handful? I only ask that because like the chains, like they're like,
sure,
you put this much in, you top it off, you throw it on there, right? I'm just throwing out numbers. There are 24 slices of pepperoni on a medium pizza. That's how many you put on there. Yeah. If you want extra pepperoni, it's 15 extra. Like
we're not quite that anal about it. We do have a portioning spoon for the sauce, so that one is important. So it's 6 ounces of sauce is what we believe is going to be correct for a 12-ounce pizza.
Okay.
Or 12-inch
12-inch pizza,
sorry.
Yeah.
So I got a portioning spoodle, they call it. It's got like a flat bottom or whatever to scoop, pour, and then like circle it out or whatever. And we think 6 ounces will be right for that. So that will be dictated by that. Pepperoni, cheese, the amounts of those things. I think what goes a longer way, at least for us, is just a photo that they can reference and look at to go, this is how much it's supposed to be on there. If we decide like, hey, 1 cup of mozzarella cheese is enough, then we would put an actual portioning cup in there that they can use to pour it out. But if they use their hands and eyeball it, they're just looking at the photo to know roughly how much cheese is supposed to go on a pizza. Number of pepperonis, it's like the size of the pepperoni kind of dictates that. And if they see a picture and they know how far they're spaced apart, that's roughly what they need to do. You're not talking.
I think we should practice.
You're not talking massive. Well, we will absolutely, but you're not talking. That gets into the kind of waste you're talking about. That's at a scale like with a Little Caesars or something where they're like pinching pennies makes a difference because they have thousands of locations.
That's what I mean, like the macroeconomics of that, right? Like, would you dial down?
Saving $1 a week while frustrating my staff is not my mission. So it's definitely, you have to pick
Well, it might be easier though.
You have to pick your.
It might be easier.
There are definitely ways that can make it easier.
And say, hey, I don't know how much cheese is supposed to go on there. Like, I don't want to make them. It's a cup.
Right. Yeah.
Or, how many, is this too many? Everybody's complaining there's not enough pepperoni.
Right.
Okay, well, it's 18. Or, whatever.
But that's where I think like a visual image is
At the same time, you're just like,
I'm a visual person.
I know what a pizza should look like.
Yeah. Yeah, you never want to assume on anything, but that's where I think.
As long as they can cook an egg.
Yeah. They can do all of it.
So
they're great.
That's great.
They're excited too.
That's a really good evolution, man. I mean, I said this when we were starting.
It's early, so I don't want to get my hopes up on anything, but we've got the oven here, and I think it's a good idea and solid. It's exciting that the technology has come so far. This is a pizza oven that can get up to 800 plus degrees and can sit on your kitchen countertop.
And you can touch it.
Yeah. It is fully insulated. It can sit on your kitchen countertop and cook pizzas that up to 800 degrees. It's wild. So it's cool that the technology is there to be able to do something like this inside of our food trailer, do it in a way where we don't need hood vent systems and gas appliances and all this kind of stuff for something like this.
And a 12-minute pizza cook in an oven where you can do this and then I think
And if it really took off, then I would be like, well, now that maybe that justifies actually having a bigger and better oven that maybe is gas or something. Like would we redesign the trailer for it or something, or do something differently? But this is a very, not super inexpensive, but fairly inexpensive. The oven was like...
It is an economical way to start this.
100%. It was like $700 for the oven.
Yeah, when we were walking back there, you were like, you're going to want one. I'm like, I don't have $5,000. And you were like, that's not what it was.
$700.
Yeah, I was expecting a couple thousand for real.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to be able to do that.
So that's very, it's very accessible for us to try out an idea. And if it didn't work, then it'd be like, oh, well.
Yeah.
But I think
if it works out, you can cater the parties.
Yep.
Put a package together for it.
Yeah.
I think that is super, super. Like, that's a no-brainer. Like, that's a non-negotiable. If it works,
yeah,
that's where it goes.
Easy
next.
to hot hold, lots of options for menu items and stuff on how to make them. It's easy to just bang out a bunch of them in a row, like all across the board. There's a lot of reasons to try it.
I'm excited.
We're going to do it.
I'm super excited. I love me some pizza.
Yeah.
I don't eat enough pizza.
Yeah.
Ever.
So pizza coming soon to an arcade near you. Likely. Maybe. Someday.
In a couple weeks.
Yeah. We'll see. It could go quickly.
Do you think it'll be before Christmas, or do you think it'll be after the New Year?
I think it'll be before Christmas.
Yeah?
Yeah. Unless we, obviously when we're working with our food supplier, we get a delivery once a week. If we find, particularly, I'm not worried about anything except for the crust. If the pizza crust that we get isn't good and we got to wait another week for that, and then that one's not good, there's going to be a situation at some point where it's going to be like, all right, what are we doing here?
We got to figure it out.
That would be the only thing that might throw a wrench in it. If the crust that we get is great and everything else is good, then there's no reason not to take 2 weeks to build out the menu and roll with it at that point. So I think it would definitely be available then. So.
I'm really glad Paula talked you into it. According to Paula, it was all her.
I definitely, I suffered for the cause. My thumb still has a scar on it. So, so
that was at home. That was not.
It was.
That didn't have anything
everything that I do is in service of this place. Everything.
Well, then when I got my pizza oven and invited you up, I was the catalyst for this whole thing.
It's true.
That's how we roll.
True. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everything comes full circle.
Yeah. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, we should probably wrap it up. I can't even see how long this thing's going, but I think it was a pretty decent clip.
I'm missing the sports ball.
Oh, geez.
It's a big game tonight.
Be hearing it all winter. What game is it?
The 49ers are playing somebody, but...
It's a big game tonight. You don't even know who's playing.
I don't care, because Tucker and I are playing in fantasy football. We're playing against each other. So
that's why it's big.
And... Well, yeah, except that I take care of his team, so it's really me playing against me, but I let him think it's him. It's his team. His team's name is McCaffrey Free, because he has McCaffrey.
Uh-huh.
And I have Saquon Barkley, and my name is Saquon UC. And my money league is, it's not appropriate. I have Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, and my team name is Wanna CeeDee's Dak Picks.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that.
That's a good one.
That's good.
So I have a lot of guys in tonight's game that I need to.
All right.
They need to win.
All right. Well, you do your.
No more sports ball talk.
Yeah, no more sports ball talk. I'm going to go look at pizza recipes and
pepperoni and cheese
and plan some social media posts, I guess, to let people know about the pizza.
No, don't let them know yet.
No, I won't. Just say it.
We need to let them know.
They won't see it anyway. They won't know anything.
New Year's Eve and Friday karaoke. Being
yeah, if you're watching this
Santa
and
or
you
Grinch?
want to be here for New Year's Eve, it's on Eventbrite, Facebook events. It's on our website. Get your tickets now. It will sell out. I promise you that it will. That's not hyperbole.
No, it sells out every year.
It does.
It's like there's a wait list.
It's not going to sell out tomorrow. It's not going to sell out next week. It will absolutely sell out the day of, if not before that. So
when Christmas break starts, it'll take off.
Yep.
And then after Christmas, people are going to be like, "Oh, what are we doing for?" And I'd say probably by the 28th, there won't be any tickets left.
Yeah.
So don't be. And the tables are going to sell out. So you need to get a table.
Ball out.
Yeah.
Why not?
There's only one New Year's Eve a year.
It's true.
Do it.
This is the best place in town to celebrate. It'll be a ton of fun.
Is the photographer going to be here again?
Yep.
Yeah.
Brian will be here doing professional photography, full catered menu, champagne toast at midnight. We'll have specialty cocktails and all, It's an exciting time. So
They need to play the New Year's song this year.
Auld Lang Syne?
Whatever.
Did they not last year?
No.
Oh, I'll ask them. I thought they did. Oh, okay.
Big point of contention.
Oh, okay. I'll put
Don't make me guess DJ that song.
I'll put in a word.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, make sure at 12 you're playing this song on the dot.
Right. All right. Well, I think that wraps it up for us. Thank you all for sticking in with it.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, for sure. We're about to get into the holiday season. Black Friday's this weekend. There'll be a lot of people probably in this building.
Staying open late on Wednesday.
Staying open late on Wednesday, opening early on Wednesday, opening early on Friday.
Stranger Things on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Stranger Things. Did you get through it? You were pre-watching.
I'm on like 5.
Okay.
So I don't know how many are left. I already saw Max.
5 what? This is season 5 coming up.
No, episode 5 in season 4.
In season 4?
I saw Max float, and then they're
That's
going.
pretty darn good. I haven't gone back and watched any of it, so I feel
Wait.
like I'm going to need like a...
Just watch the last 2 then, I guess. Just like the last 2 episodes.
Somebody has to have made like some kind of like recap or something that would do like a good... I want like a 1 hour
What do you want to know?
recap.
I know all of it right
you
now.
Know all of it.
I just watched all of it in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
I'm going to need maybe a tiny refresher, unless they do that. You know, some places, some will, like at the beginning of a new season, they'll be like,
Oh yeah, last season
Less
on
time.
Stranger Things.
they're going to be like, oh, they were children. Turns out. So thank you all for watching. We appreciate all of the support, and we will catch you next time. See you.
Later.